everybody. Welcome to session 8 of Act 2 for the Wizarding World Circle of Fate tabletop campaign. We have returned from a universe, galaxy far, far, far away.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Levi may be dead, but his spirit lives on.
and we're going to jump back into the. This is the end game. We're in the end game now.
Oof, this is
of this
it.
campaign.
We're done.
I have a lot of loose ends to tie up, and hopefully we can get to that before the finale episode. But before that, we're going to do the warm up question, and I think I'm going to ask a warm up question that I tend to ask my players during the end game is, look back at how your character was back in session 0, even. Way back when you were a little child, your wee little young boy or girl, and now see where your character is now, an adult, all grown up. Well, for most of you, one of you is a kid again.
Even an adult.
I guess for Brandon, it would be more of like we see where Levi was, and then now see where Luke is, given where his father was way back when. Mm-hmm. However you want to answer this question. But tell us how you believe that your character has changed or evolved over time since session 0.
So from the beginning, Levi was kind of just like the super pushing out confidence, even though he wasn't very confident, young boy who didn't have a lot of friends. Before he died, he actually had a ton of friends who loved him dearly, came to his funeral. I actually just watched his funeral episode yesterday. I was telling Jordan about it.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the greatest episodes I've ever been a part of. So his growth was, I think he did grow a lot up to his death, and it's unfortunate when you get to see his continued growth. But from Levi to Luke is almost a complete 180, where Luke and Levi are pretty different in a lot of aspects. But something they do share in common that I've noticed is when they do care for you and love you, they'll do whatever it takes to make you happy. Or, one does it a little bit different than the other. One's a little more force it upon you, while the other one's kind of, tries to help you the best they can. And Luke grew a little bit. He's grown a lot, especially with the talks he's had with each individual. Each talk that he's had with somebody, I've taken a piece of that conversation and tried to apply that to him later on. So it's kind of difficult because there's two completely different characters, but that's been kind of the beginning to the end for my two characters this whole year now, over a year.
Over a year now, yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I need to say is that the mental image I had from Juan was very different from when I started to play him. Completely. But the one thing I can say, how he changed as he grew up, is that at the start of the series, he had a wall around him. He thought that keeping secrets from the ones he loved was the best way to keep everyone safe, so that he should endure that by himself. And that hasn't changed. He still keeps everything that hurts him out of the way of the people he loves, so that they are not hurt by it. But I think that the biggest change is how he presents himself. He has developed clearly a lot of trauma. He's now very angry now. And before he was a more calm, more gets goofy, almost always kind of guy. The war and the consequences really hit Juan hard, and now he's more he's less outgoing than ever. It's hard. It's hard to like say it in words because I feel that that change is really different, but I don't know if I can really describe.
And today, actually, to kind of like get myself into the mood of like, you know, it's the finale, I did go back and watch some of my favorite early scenes with Roxana and the crew. And one thing I noticed is like definitely the level of immaturity she had at the start of the campaign. She was very, very childish, very self-serving, and very mean too. Like you saw her when she was like a little girl in session 0, and she was just kind of a happy kid. And then and it's one thing I only noticed when I went back and watched it, and I didn't realize this before, is between that time after what happened with her dad, that's when she started to get mean, and that's when she was mean to everybody. And slowly, like, these boys came into her life and showed her that, like, hey, you're trying to please the wrong people. We're your real friends. So, and her kind of growing from that and kind of becoming a little bit more self-aware. And then throughout the war, she's still got those flaws of self-serving and, you know, wanting to get away from her problems. And then it kind of takes something truly horrible for her to take a step back and go like, hey, I think I've been kind of losing the picture here about what really matters. And I have a lot of regret because I didn't see that sooner. And I think she's really grown into a very maternal figure. She's very family orientated. She tends to think things out more. Still very impulsive to an extent, obviously, when it comes to protecting people she loves. I don't think that's ever going to change about Roxana, but definitely with how she processes situations now, she is a bit more meticulous about it. And she's just got a lot more of a softer personality now, I think, and is not so like in your face so much anymore. But that's the biggest change I've definitely noticed, and that a lot of people have pointed out to me as well.
I think Albion turned out a lot more like me than I had hoped, or not hoped, but than I had planned. I've seeing him come out, I think, on screen was a big thing for me as a person, because I was able to pull a lot of similarities between my story and Albion's. And I think what I'm realizing from then to now is that he is a brave person, but that process can take years. I mean, because even after I came out as a person, it took years to like truly see, I think, my true personality. And I think we're still just now starting to get to see a little bit of that of Al, because he trusts his instincts, he trusts himself, but he's always been the type to never really like act on that trust that he has for himself. Like, he's easily persuaded out of stuff, I think. Like, he has that voice of reason and he tries to put it out there, but he's not assertive enough to like make it happen. And I think we're really seeing this come to fruition, you know, with the whole decision to learn the mass killing curse. Like, when I created Albion, like, I never would have thought that's something his character would have done. And he had that moment where, like, he's like, no, I have to trust my instinct. It's what we have to do. Like, as crappy as it was, as bad as some of the outcome was, it was the right choice in his head. So I think if I could boil it down to one thing, it's his bravery. And but it's still evolving. And he is they're like late 30s now, so I feel like it probably would have been evolved by late 30, but because we haven't had as many sessions to kind of flesh out the adult, I think, you know, I'm kind of catching up as a role player so that the viewer can kind of see that full-fledged, bold Albion that existed, I think, the whole time.
Well, I don't want to waste any time. Let's dive into you guys. So, the Harry Potter crew, Wizarding World crew, have just reappeared back into Juan's house, his beach house, only to find that none of their friends that were there seem to be around. However, the entire room that they were just in seems to be in some sort of disarray, with plenty of claw marks and slashes and probably some, I want to call them burnt marks, but not necessarily by fire, but like spell burnt marks, as if there were definitely spells that were being cast in this room. So for the next, I guess, 30 seconds, what's happening?
Roxana's going to be calling very loudly for Aika and Leia. And then when I start to look around, I'm calling more names the more I look through the house.
I think that Juan is just at first instance like frozen, doesn't really know how to react. So I think that he right now is just like frozen, his hands gripping harder and harder.
I think Al, like Juan, is at first just very shocked and frozen. And then I don't know who all's around, because if Jordan's like going through the house, he might turn and say something to them, but I think he's just gonna turn and start walking towards the door.
Luke will be as soon as they get back and he realizes Chance isn't there, he's got tears starting to form in his eyes. He sees what's happening. He knows something bad's happening. And then if Al is leaving, yeah, Luke would say, where are you going?
Over the screams of Roxy's voices calling for them, Al pauses. I think his back is toward Luke, and he turns, and I don't think Luke has probably ever seen Albion angry. I don't think many people have. And he's inside, he knows it's not Luke he needs to be yelling at, but like he's just about to like lose it. And I think it starts off quiet, and he's like, "Where am I going?" And he just pauses for a second. And I don't know if Juan and Roxy are here at this point.
Juan is still standing there, so
he's like, "Do you know how hard that was back there to watch? These monsters were attacking you guys, and I could do nothing, Luke. I couldn't help. Without my magic, I feel like I have nothing." My heart's beating fast.
So is mine.
So is mine.
Before he responds, I should also describe that Finn, as soon as he realized when you got back what the condition of the house was, he instinctively already has his trident out and was following Albion to wherever it was he was going. And with Albion responding to Luke's question in that way, I think Finn is going to start to approach him, but I think he's going to wait and just see where this goes.
So Al's going to say, "So I don't know where the heck I'm going, Luke. I can't apparate. I'm going home if I can even get there. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of us being hunted for these stupid hoops. I'm sick of not having magic." And I'm curious, what's Juan doing at this point? Like,
Juan is just looking.
Because Al's going to shoot him a glare, definitely, at that point. Is anyone saying anything yet?
No, I think we're all strong.
Yeah. Al's going to get us. I don't know what to do.
Do I hear him yelling from
Probably,
wherever
he's not quiet.
Yeah, because if I am, I'm coming back into the room. But you say your next bit, and then I'll say my bit.
So he's going to just be like, "So I'm done. I'm done with this. You know, it was all fun when we were kids and these hoops, you know, it was exciting. And I admit I was drawn into the excitement too, but now it's not exciting anymore when people are dying. It's not a game anymore whenever we're losing our magic. And I care about every single one of you in this house, and I've never felt as helpless as I felt in that moment watching when we're in a place I had no idea about, and knowing that we may not come back. And now that we're back, where are our friends? Where are our loved ones? They're not here. So I'm leaving, because there's nothing I can do to help this at this point." And he'll turn.
Wrong?
I
Help
come into
us,
the living
please.
to the living room, and I'm like, she's like very flustered at this point that the tears are streaming down her face, and she's, going green, and she's like, "Whoa, hang on a minute, all right, before you do anything, just stop, okay? You can't
He
go
stops
now.
at the door. He'll stop at the door, but he doesn't turn around.
Look at me, Albion.
He still doesn't turn around.
I'm gonna walk over and just put a hand on his shoulder.
I think he winces a bit because I think his adrenaline is just so high that he's on edge that but he just shakes.
It's like the same level of nerves I feel when I get into an argument with my parents. And she's just like, I know it's hard, okay. We don't know where they are. And I need you here.
For what, Roxy? For what?
We all work better when we're together. You can't go home now. You can't go out there now. It's too dangerous. We should stay together.
It is dangerous. And I don't even feel like I can defend myself, let alone you guys. So it's probably best for me to just be home. I'm just in the way at this point. And he's going to take the hoop off his wand or wherever it was. I think he's probably had it on his wand, even though he's just going to take it and he's just going to throw it over his shoulder. He's like, I'm done with this.
Please don't. Please. We don't know where everybody is, okay? You cannot go now. Let's go to the ministry. Tell them what's happened. I can go get my son. And then I can go find everybody else.
Al's shaking his head. You should get your son, Roxy. And you should take him home as well. Maybe you were right whenever the war happened. Some things we can't handle. And this is one of those things that I don't think I can handle anymore.
Albion, I need you here. I need you to help me. And I need you to help my son. I need you to help Ayika and Chessa and Leia and everybody else who is in this house.
For all we know, Roxy, they're not even alive anymore. He's going to say very cynically.
Don't say that. Don't you say that to me. Because I'm taking no for an answer. And if you want to leave, you're going to have to walk over me. Because I'm not letting you leave. It is too dangerous outside. I am making that call. And
You always do, Roxana. You always makes the call for everyone else. Let him leave if he wants to. He doesn't have to stay.
So
No one does.
Al was like, Roxy was actually bringing him back down pretty effectively. And even though it sounds like Juan is just like giving Al his freedom, like hearing Juan's voice just makes him more angry.
Hell yeah, please.
Oh no. I was working on it.
How does Albion respond?
He I think he was crying a little bit when Roxy was talking, and he finally turns around. And he just looks right at Juan and just shakes his head, and he's like, "You're such an asshole sometimes." And I think he's still a little shocked, and he's just, if it wouldn't have been for you playing with these stupid hoops, I still have my magic wand. I wouldn't have felt as helpless as I felt
I think Juan is just waiting for Al to vent out to say something. So just go ahead.
What's on Juan's what's his facial expression when Albion says that to him? Because I think this is probably like the meanest things Albion has ever said to him. I feel like everyone else has at least dug into Juan, but Albion's always been nice to Juan, and this I'm curious what his reaction, at least visually, is in his face.
Juan is just serious. He looks angry, but you can tell that it's not directed towards Albion, and he's just trying to hear Albion. Like he got his mind somewhere else.
Al's gonna maybe bend over and pick the hoop back up that he just tossed over his shoulder and says, "Here, you want it now, Juan? You want to play with it?" Or he's actually gonna turn to Luke. "Maybe you want it, because you seem to be collecting these. You know, I respect your mom's decision to want to let you make your own choices, Luke, but you don't know how hard it is to watch you put yourself in danger, because you're like a son to me, and you're super capable, but just be a teenager. We didn't get that chance. Your dad didn't get that chance, Luke. Skip a class or something. Take a girl on a date. I don't know, but be a teenager." And he's going to throw the hoop toward the two of them, not at either one in particular.
The hoop clangs and bounces a little bit on the floor.
Yeah, Luke just doesn't move towards it. And
Juan will pick it up, actually.
yeah, Luke doesn't move towards it at all. Al's never talked like this to anybody, let alone towards Luke. So he is in like full shock mode. And he'll say, "Look, I'm sorry. I know I'm not my dad. And I know that if he was here, you guys would probably enjoy that better. But I'm not like him. I don't like skipping classes. I don't like getting into trouble. And I'm not him. I don't like girls."
Al does a double take. And inside, Al's torn up. He didn't want to go in for Luke, and I think it came from a place of like he really does see Luke and Leia as his kids, and he's coming back down again. Just hearing Luke talking, even though I think, he's still angry. He's coming back down, and he's like, in his head, he's thinking, "We're going to talk about that last part later, but now it's maybe not the time to bring it up."
Putting a pin on it. Let's put a pin on that.
Just to let you know, in Roxana's head, she's like, called it.
I knew it. I told him, "Finn, you owe me $10."
Juan is just like, yeah, good news. Like
Roxana's
it's
just
not like
this.
everyone.
So he's going to say, "Luke, your mom's already had to bury her husband, and no mother wants to bury a kid as well. And Luke, I love you so much. You are like a son to me, and I want you to be free of this as well. This isn't your burden to have to bury. As capable as you are, Luke, it's just, you shouldn't have to die."
Well, I'm not going to let the only people I care about in this world die and not do anything about it.
And Al's just shaking his head because he's like, "That's exactly how I feel right now." And yeah, I think Al's kind of expended at this point. He's kind of, those stages of grief or whatever. I don't know if they apply to anger, but he's just shifting back into like, he knows he got it out, and he's just maybe gonna put his hands in his head, and he's gonna look for Finn.
Yeah, so Finn has been, again, trying to stay out of this as much as possible. And I think when you look towards Finn's face, like, he has, like, a little bit of a tear in his running down his eyes, because I think he understands what you're going, like, he understands not what you're going through, but I think he at least is very empathic towards how you're feeling. Have you ever blown up in front of Finn before, out of character? Maybe, I don't know if it's towards him necessarily, but maybe it's towards something. Have you ever blown up in front of him before, or is this a first time for
I
him?
think to this level, it's probably a first, because this is very, very seldom for Al. I think, everyone gets angry, and he probably has said stuff to Finn he didn't mean, and they've, worked through it.
Yeah, and vice versa, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think he's seen
Yeah.
him at this level.
Okay. Before anyone else has a chance to say something, everyone in the house hears a large roar coming from outside.
Immediately, Juan walks outside,
Yeah, I
wand
bolt.
in hand.
So
Luke as
when you
well.
come outside with one in hand, I'm going to say Finn is right behind you as well. You open the door, and first of all, the beach, it's almost like a big storm had passed through, like a rainstorm, because it feels damp outside. There's a lot of humidity in the air. It's overcast. A lot of the trees, maybe there were some palm trees that are like snapped in half, like a hurricane had come through. And like it's just everything. It's a mess. The beach immediately outside is a mess. And the next thing that you notice, which is pretty hard to miss, is there is this huge dragon sitting on your beach. For anyone who wants to roll, I'm just gonna tell you just for the purposes of saving time, but this is a Chinese fireball dragon, and sitting on top of this dragon is Tritessa. You guys know that Tritessa grew up to be a dragon breeder, dragon tamer. That's her job now. And I'm gonna say that Toby is hopping off of this Chinese fireball, and several other people have just arrived as well onto the beach on brooms. Chessa and Naila come in on brooms. Alec, who has also arrived on a broom with another passenger behind him, which is the lifeless body of Aika. The group over on the beach carefully pull Aika off of the broom, and Alec immediately starts hovering over him, and takes out his wand, and he's just starting to cast spells over him, over Aika.
I run. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs.
You run screaming. I'm gonna say that Naila notices you running towards her. She runs towards Aika. She runs towards your direction, and she holds up her arms and says, "He's still breathing. He's still breathing. He's still alive. He got hit by a pretty nasty curse."
Which one?
She said, "He almost got directly hit by the killing curse, but Alec was able to not deflect it completely, but subdue its effects so it did not automatically kill him. But he's out right now, Roxy. We haven't had an opportunity to wake him up yet, but Alec is trying."
Oh my god.
Juan will walk to Naila and be like, "Where is everyone else?"
I'm sorry, Leia's there too. Sorry.
then
Leia also is there as well.
I didn't say anything.
Leia is there too. However, and Leia is right now, she still has her lightsaber out, and yes, and Austera is not accounted for. Austera does not seem to be around.
Okay, then I will change my answer. What happened? My question.
Naila will continue explaining. She says, "Well, the book started glowing again, the same way that it did before you guys disappeared. We hope that you were in there safely. We actually turned a few pages, and we actually saw a picture of you guys at some point, talking with these weird-looking creatures. But anyway, after about, oh gosh, how long has it been? Like half a day or a few hours, the book started glowing again. So we thought, hey, they're coming back, only to find, well, Fenrir Greyback and two guys with masks appearing, and sorry, Juan, but your house got a little, well, damaged in the process. All of us, of course, immediately turned to defend ourselves, and we were actually doing pretty well, but those... I don't know if it was the hoops or what, but Fenrir, he's crazy powerful, and actually the other two are as well. And Chessa like pipes up. At this point, Chessa's also trying to assist breaking the curse with Alec, and she says, I got a bit of a run for my money. She said they cast something that caused me to lose control of my entire body. Like, it wasn't the Imperious curse, because I was still 100% coherent, but it was almost as if my body was fighting against me. It was not pleasant, Chessa said. And you can kind of see that the condition, none of them got away completely unscathed, so you can see that each of them has like injuries of their own. And Leia, however, seems to be relatively okay out of all of them. But of the group, Aika certainly seems to be the worst shape of it. Like, he's got, a gash in his forehead, blood's coming down. He's not conscious, but he's wheezing a little bit, breathing. He's having a little bit of a difficulty breathing.
Did they let me through? Could I get to him? Like,
sure, of course.
Yeah, because I'm there, like, clutching like tightly onto his hand and like speaking to him and saying like, it's going to be all right. You're going to be okay.
Luke's also going to run to Aika, and he's going to use the that healing hoop that he got from Norio to try to help.
Roll a use magic item.
Before you roll, Brandon, can I? Al, even though he just had that blow up, as soon as he sees Aika, he would want to at least assist. And I know he doesn't have his magic, but maybe like a first aid roll could assist or add to Brandon's.
Yes, you can do that. Yes.
My hands are like shaking.
15 for the use magic item.
Nice. Okay.
And sorry, I was gonna say, I'm with Al's. I don't know if with Al's roll.
I got a 14.
Yeah, Albion is going to assist to assess the at least physical situation of Aika, and with that, it's going to boost up Brandon's roll to a 20, and very, very quickly as the hoop activates, you can see all of Aika's wounds healing up, and within, I would say, seconds, like 20, I would say 10 seconds, Aika sits up with a gasp, and he's like looking around, seeming a little disoriented. He's not really sure where he is.
I put my hands on his face, and I'm just gonna say, "Love, are you all right?"
He feels himself. Am I all right? Am I all right? Yes. No. I'm hungry, he suddenly says.
She starts crying and she kisses him.
Yes. He
She
kisses you right
kisses
back.
him.
He's still like disoriented. I don't know if he remembers what just happened, but he says, I don't know what's going on, but I'll take the kiss, he says.
Oh, I thought you were dead. You asshole. I thought you were dead. And she's still like crying, but she's kind of chuckling like.
While you're hugging him, I think Alec like looks up towards Luke and says, that's quite a heal spell you just cast there, son.
Oh, yeah, it's actually one of the hoops that we acquired.
That's impressive. You could grow up to be a great curse breaker someday.
Grow up just like my mom, that'd be awesome.
I was gonna stand and go over to Luke, and I'm gonna like give him a smooch on the cheek, and I'm gonna say, bless you so much.
Auntie Knox, you know I don't like that.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, not again.
Turn to like Alec and Chet, like I give Alec a big hug, and I go to Chester and say, thank you so much. Oh my god.
Fortunately, all of us were here together. I think it took literally the entire group to be able to keep them at bay and keep everybody protected. Yeah, we make a great team, Naila says. We should get together more often. How about that?
That'd be good.
Toby starts looking around. Where's Chance?
I look around because I hadn't even noticed he wasn't there.
Finn looks around too. He was right with us. I thought he was right with us when we came back.
No one noticed that Luke pushed him, right?
I don't think anyone did. Because it happened like right when you guys like disappeared.
Maybe he's back in the house.
Yeah, at that point, Luke looked obviously distressed and distraught.
Finn starts to run into the house, like, because Finn definitely looks very upset. And I'm gonna say that, well, Toby will follow after him. And he's just gonna start calling out Chance's name. Finn will start calling out Chance's name.
Juan will look at Naila and ask her, where did Fenrir and his goons went?
Tritessa says, we don't know. When they realized that they weren't able to make a dent on us, they apparated away. It was weird, though. It was almost like he was able to anticipate our attacks. He, like he knew they were coming just before we fired our spells at him.
He can turn back time, so that doesn't surprise me. Juan is gonna take a sit, like just sit in the sand, and think. Well, everything else is going on, so we can do the chant thing.
How about that other chick? Alex says. Austera, I think was her name. Did anybody see where she went? And Naila says, I don't think so. Everything was going so fast, I think I lost track of her, Naila says.
Okay, has the meeting I had planned with my daughter passed?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
While they're talking and looking for Chance, Luke's not going to say anything about Chance, but he's going to go to Al and be like, Uncle Al?
Al lets out a big sigh. What's up, Luke?
When back at wherever we were, I heard Fenrir and somebody else talking in one of my vision things, and I recognized the voice of the second person. I can't remember who it is.
You think it was the people that he came here with?
It has to be, right? Like, he just left that place moments before us, and then when we came back, this is what happened.
So you say you recognize it. Was it a man's voice or a woman's voice?
It was a man's voice, and I don't know where I've heard it before, but I know I've heard it.
Maybe doesn't Leia get a visual of what you hear? Maybe you could ask her.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I just thought of that.
Oh, wait. No. But when I heard the vision, I heard them speaking through a mask.
That would make it difficult. Hey, I'm sorry about what I said back there. I don't think I didn't mean everything I said, Luke. Just, I want you to know that.
Which parts didn't you mean?
He'll laugh. He'll say, I kind of meant the part that Juan's an asshole, but... He'll say...
Luke's not laughing.
He'll say, I meant the part that I care a lot about you guys and I want you to be safe, but you are really capable, Luke, so I understand why you find yourself in the mix of all this and why you don't back down, and that's really brave of you because I haven't always been that brave. So, but anyways, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want. I just wanted you to know that I think that just needed to get out, and I might have said some stuff that was hurtful, and I'm sorry if I hurt you.
It's okay. You can, I don't know, like buy me a video game or something later. But I had an idea. Maybe I can put the memory of the person's voice in your head and see if you know them.
You can do that?
Yeah.
You never cease to amaze me with your mind magic, Luke. But yeah, I mean, I trust you to not. I mean,
I'm gonna crit fail.
What could happen that was any worse? I've already lost my magic.
I'm gonna crit fail. You're gonna die.
To the computer and
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Hark. I'm gonna attempt. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, to someone you know, then maybe I can help. That's what he was gonna say.
I'm gonna attempt to spell modify memory and place the memory of the voice I heard in his head to see if he's heard the voice before himself.
Go ahead.
Damn, that's good use of a spell.
Hey, it's almost like I've thought about this all week.
Luke's a very smart boy. He comes up with things in like seconds.
Yeah, Luke is super smart. 34.
34. Yeah, you will easily be able to plant the voice into Albion's head. Albion, roll a wisdom. I just want to see what you roll. What you get from that.
Critical succeed.
A 10.
Nice.
That's nice.
Again, so yeah, you hear it, and you're like, it does sound familiar. But you can't quite put your finger on who that could be, but it sounds familiar.
He's focusing.
It does sound male.
Okay.
You believe it's male.
Do it with everyone.
Does it have any sort of accent, or what language is it in? That help at all?
I'm gonna say with a 10, it's got a British accent. British accent.
All right.
It's your dad.
it's your dad.
I feel like if it was my dad, though, he would know his voice. But anyway.
It's Alice.
It's muffled behind a mask. So
True. Al's like, you can see him thinking really hard. He's like, Luke, yes, I know this voice, but I don't know this voice.
I know who it is. It's Levi. He came back from the dead and he joined the bad guys. And he's not
like,
doing his New York accent anymore.
He's like, it sounds maybe British. Did you hear a British accent under there, Luke?
Slightly, yeah.
And you're saying that this voice was talking to Fenrir?
Yeah. Almost taking commands from him too and like telling him stuff.
I don't know, but that's kind of unsettling if whoever this is, we know them.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, and I thought that this would work, but yeah. Oh, I also have an idea to get your magic back too.
You kind of catch him off guard. I don't even know if I want to ask Luke, but what else do I have to lose? I'd pretty much do almost anything to have it returned to me and feel like I could help you guys.
Well, I have an idea. Don't know if it'll work, but it's my last resort, and I think we should try it. I just need all the hoops.
When you say the hoops, he's just kind of like, ugh, these stupid hoops. He's like, okay. He's like, we could try it, whatever it is, but maybe we just need to make sure Aika's okay, kind of regroup, and then tell me your plan.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna say that at this point, Finn comes back, and he looks very distraught, and he says, "Al, I can't find him. Chance isn't in the house. He's not anywhere. You don't think we left him behind, do you?"
Al's gonna look at Luke, knowing that Chance is always on Luke's shoulder. He's like, "Luke, wasn't he with you when we came back?"
Yeah.
That's right. He was on your shoulder, Luke. What happened?
um. mm, uh. Uh. Well, you know how like he said that he wanted to stay, and like I knew he really wanted to, but he didn't because he didn't want to like upset us, and I think he would have been better off there. So when we came back, I might have pushed him off.
You what? Finn yelled out. You abandoned him there?
He wanted to be there.
That wasn't your call, Luke, Finn suddenly says. He might have mentioned that he had thought about staying. That doesn't mean he had made that decision, Luke.
But none of you would even hear him out about it.
Dear God, Luke, he had a crush on somebody for like half a day. That happens to all of us. That doesn't mean we want to stay in a completely different universe, away from our friends and family, Luke.
I'm sorry.
How could you do that to him?
I'm sorry.
You made a decision for him. I don't even think he had even made that decision on his own. You made it for him. Finn looks like really, really ticked off.
Yeah, and Finn is a big guy, big scary fish man. I don't want him to kill me.
Poor Luke getting the wrath of Albion and Finn.
Finn's like, how
No.
dare you, Luke? How dare you do that? And at this point, Chessa like runs up and says, "What's going on? What's happening?"
Okay, let's just cool everybody.
Finn turns to Luke and he says, "Luke left Chance back at the book." And Chessa's like, "Why would Luke do that? Why would he just abandon Chance? He loves Chance." Finn just kind of goes, "You explained it to your mom."
Rocks, help me!
He's like, okay, everybody, let's calm down. Okay.
Mom, okay, look. Right before we came back, Chance said he wanted to stay there, but then everybody was talking him out of it and told him that he shouldn't because, like, it would be sad for us. And, like, I just thought it'd be really sad if he didn't get a happy ending like the rest of, he's not here. He doesn't have really anybody. Like, yeah, we all care for him and stuff, but we don't get to see him as much as we used to. And like, Finn, you're always with Al at his place. How often is Chance there with you guys?
So Chessa then says, "So you assume that Chance needed a significant other?
Not even just that.
Companion?" She says, "You think that Chance needed a significant other, or a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, in order to feel happy and fulfilled?" Chessa suddenly says, which, again, coming from Chessa, like, you could probably understand where she's going with that.
Yeah. No, it's not like, but Mom, you don't understand. There, everybody's different. Like, nobody got treated bad like he does here. Even with like all the new rules, he still doesn't get a fair chance like everybody else. And he was happy there. And like, there's like a Disneyland on the moon that he loved. And
Whoa, there's a Disneyland on the moon? Naila says. Can we see? Can we see?
It's I think they're like hundreds, if not thousands of years in front of us.
Al's gonna speak up and start to defend Luke a little bit. He's gonna say, look, Luke, I think you had good intentions, but sometimes good intentions aren't enough. He's gonna say, if only that Logan guy wouldn't have made me give up that thing, maybe we could have got in touch with these people and just at least checked on Chance.
Have to.
We were there.
Oh.
Says like Juan is gonna speak up from. He's just sitting on the sand. We were there for what, a few hours, and you said that's enough for me to know that Chance is gonna have a great life in a new place with strange people, aliens. Yeah, a few hours is just enough to know that the place is ideal for someone. Wow, Luke, you keep surprising me.
Wait, okay,
Al's shooting daggers at him like, do you want round two?
Okay, everybody. Hold up a second. Luke, you had good intentions. What you did was bad. We've all acknowledged that. I think he feels bad about it. Look, we have more pressing matters. I have a puppeteer. I can attempt to contact him and see if he's all right. Let's do that instead of yelling at each other because we are wasting time by losing our heads. We need to rectify this. Is what we need to do. So I'm gonna say the pass phrase for the puppet we left them in their world to see if it works.
Okay.
And
You activate. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say Luke is slowly creeping next to Roxanne. He is getting as close to her as he can.
I'm gonna say. You hear a voice say, "No. I think you use it like this." And you hear Chance's voice.
Chance?
Hello? Hello? I think you all left me behind. I'm... Hello, is that you, Roxana?
It is the one and only. Are you okay, Chance?
I'm okay. I was just hoping that you all are also okay, because you all just disappeared without me.
We're all right. I'm going to see if I can come back and get you, if that's, and I'll bring you back.
He says, oh, thank goodness, yes. That would be great. Wait, but do you think you'd be able to get back? Didn't you need all the hoops with you in order to come?
Shit. We might all have to go back. Or everybody can give me their hoops. Let's send one person back in case somebody gets stuck. So hoops, please, everybody.
Luke gives his hoops without even hesitating at all.
Okay, so I'm guess unless for everybody else, if nobody else is holding on to their hoops, I'm gonna say you can have all of them. And I think this is the first time you've ever had all hoops on your wand, and it feels very powerful, like very, very powerful having all these hoops in your wand.
Actually, this could be interesting. Roxana actually has this moment when she gets like all this power on her wand, and she kind of like blinks for a few seconds and frowns because like it feels familiar to her, but she can't remember why. And but she kind of shakes herself out of that, and she'll say, "Oh, okay. So where's the book? Chance, are you still on the line?"
Yes. After you all left, everybody suggested that we stay put where we are just in case you come back. The galaxy, I don't know if you know, is a very big place.
Okay, I'm going back to the house. Chance, stay on the line, and I'm gonna go back to the house.
Yep.
And
the book is still in the
Juan is
room.
gonna follow
Yep.
you.
I'm gonna attempt to get back to the future.
Use a magic item, please. Use magic item to use the book.
Okay.
I just wanted him to be happy.
He doesn't sound happy, Luke. He doesn't sound happy. He sounds scared. He sounds scared as lost because his friends abandoned him.
You were there for 5 hours. Yeah, you're gonna be
Nobody
happy here.
hear him out.
Bye.
Nobody listen to him talk. What am I supposed to do? I just went off what he said.
Anyway, everybody.
Haven't Luke listen to Leia say, "Oh, I wish I had wings." Because Luke said, "Okay, boom, boom, there you have wings now."
Yeah, I would do that. I would totally do that. What's wrong with that?
I got a question for everybody.
Yes.
I'm
Roll
still
ahead.
going back to the house.
Yes.
Roll, please. Let's see what happens.
Come on, crit fail.
Crit fail, and we never can go back.
9? All right. Okay. So, Roxana, you will be able to. That's high enough for you to use the book, so you will be able to dive in. It's just yourself, right?
Yeah, it's just her.
You will dive in, and you will end up at a location. It doesn't look like Disney Moon though.
Yeah,
It looks...
last time we didn't know where we ended up, so now she's gonna be lost in space.
What a
Get
terrible
this see,
plan.
get Mass Effect through in here. We gotta play this out, guys.
It doesn't look like Disney Moon. However, you seem to be in some sort of not movie theater, some sort of theater, like musical theater. And there seems to be some sort of show going on stage right now. It's some sort of musical. Out of character, it's basically like take the Mass Effect story of Shepard and turn it into a musical. That's what it is. It's like Mass Effect the musical on stage, and there's like this part where the Reaper, there's this big mechanical looking robot thing out of character Reaper, and the Reaper like has this like solo song,
The Reaper.
making all these beeps and tweaks as this other character, Commander Shepard, who by the way is a female Shepard, is trying to fight this Reaper. Anyway, the crowd loves it. You're probably confused as what the heck is going on. In the interest of time, I'm gonna say that maybe at some point you'll run to the restroom or something and find out where you are. Turns out you are way on the other side of the galaxy. So if you're gonna have to meet up with Chance, it's gonna take like several hours for you to like hook up together and then come back.
Yeah.
But at least the show is awesome. They're showing it. They're showing it.
It's in space,
two more times
Broadway.
today.
It's in space, Broadway, bitches.
I'll use the puppet to call Chance again, saying, Chance, I'm back to the future.
I don't see you.
That's because I'm halfway across the galaxy, Chance.
Oh,
That's
well,
not good.
Should I pick you up, or are you still picking me up? he asks.
I have no way to get to you. Look, okay. If you could get a hold of the aliens, and she'll give them the location she's at. But before you do that, I just gotta quickly run a few things by you. And I think it's gonna be better if I tell you this now, so that you have a bit of time to think about it and calm yourself and collect your thoughts, because Luke's getting annihilated right now, and I really don't think another voice yelling at him is going to help. So,
All right, what's up?
Jealous.
You're not in danger, are you?
oh no,
Where are you exactly? What's all that screaming I hear in the background?
I'm-
And you can hear like people are cheering, like in the audience and applauding.
I love you, Shepard.
Are you in the middle of a war zone?
I'm watching some kind of musical about a red-headed woman fighting a giant black lobster. It's very entertaining.
Oh. Now I'm jealous. I kind of want to see that.
Well, you can in about several hours. I hear, and she looks at a board that they're playing another show, probably around the time you get here. But you really have time for that. Okay, look, Chance. When we get back, which I'm pretty confident I can get us back. Listen, Luke pushed you off.
He what?
Okay.
Why would he push me off?
Deep breath. Oh my god. Okay, look, he cares about you a lot, and he did it. He thought he was doing the right thing, okay? He just cares about you a lot, and he
He's
heard how
young
you were
and
talking.
stupid. We understand.
He was talking about he heard you talking about how much you liked it here and how you were talking about gimmick, and he just wants you to be happy. You know, we all do.
Wait, he pushed me off because he thought that I was willing to stay in a strange new galaxy with somebody that I had just met for a few hours?
Look.
That's why he pushed me off?
Chance, yes, I will not lie to you. Okay, it may not have been Luke's best move, but look, you need to understand he's trying his best, and that you're under a lot of stress lately. we're under a lot of stress, and maybe that affected his decision making. He did the wrong thing, and trust me, he is being punished for it. So,
All right. Well, I guess since you're here and were able to pick me up, it's not a big deal. It just took me by surprise that you would do that. Just because of a passing statement that I made that I thought this place was cool. Does it mean I necessarily wanted to be abandoned here or by my lonesome?
well, I'm sure that's a conversation we can have, but quick update. And before you panic, everybody is fine. But Kwan's house did get attacked while we were away by Fenrir Greyback.
Oh, well. Well, lass, you better pick me up soon, because I would have been very upset if I wasn't involved in the final battle against that numbskull.
Okay, well, get your Irish ass over here.
Yes, I'll see if I can talk to everybody and get ourselves over there as quickly as possible. I don't know how long it'll take for us to get there. Hours. It'll take a few hours. I hope that they have other performances there that could help you out.
Of course, Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. This one is just Mass Effect 1.
It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy of musicals. By the time she comes back, she's gonna be singing the songs.
She's gonna know all about the whole Mass Effect franchise story. She's gonna know all about that. She's like, guys, best musical ever.
I just saw the best thing. He's like, okay, all right, so I'll see you in about 7 hours, and I'm going to pray to God that I can get us back.
She's gonna record everything on her phone and just have bootleg. She's gonna have bootleg copies of this.
Hell yeah!
To distribute.
Hell yeah!
Look, guys. I hope you sneak preview. However, 200 years sneak preview.
Did one of the other PCs have that puppet on them?
Juan,
do they?
Juan has in his house. Like, it's somewhere there. So.
Okay.
I think Al gave his, so Al doesn't have his.
Al doesn't have his. I don't know if.
I think that if Juan saw that that the puppet worked, he would have gone for his puppet. Like, it's somewhere in here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
And
you were
I'm
at his
like-
house, right?
Yeah. And he will be like, hey, does this work? I
Oh,
haven't
Juan.
used this in fucking... Oh, hey, Roxana.
Hey, so I got. Look, it sent me halfway across the galaxy. It's going to take me a few hours to get Chance.
A few hours? You didn't have a few hours?
No, but this had to be taken care of. Listen, I'm sorry to put this on you. Could you do me a huge favor? Because I don't think I can reach him on his phone. But could you just could you text him for me and let me know he's okay?
Yeah. You want me to go look for him? Go for him?
Oh no, he's at the ministry. I'm sure he is safe. Please don't leave the house. Look, if you feel like you need to, I'm not going to stop you. But just keep everybody there. Text him. Could you update me every 15 minutes? Could you send me an update?
I don't know if he'll be available every 15 minutes. Like, he's being studied at that ministry, isn't he?
Yeah, he's probably being questioned.
I'll try.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah, no worries.
Are you still there, Roxy?
I'm getting another call. Yes, what's up?
So yes. So just let Luke know that all is forgiven. Just remind him that this is real life and it's not like Frozen. It's not like Gimmick and I started singing "Love Is an Open Door." So just let him know that.
Hey, is everything okay, Roxana? Roxana, are you okay?
Hold on, Chance. I'm getting another call. Juan, could you put Luke on the phone, please? I have something to tell him.
Oh, sure. Look!
Get your ass upstairs.
Yeah.
Get your ass upstairs! Come here. Roxana's calling for you.
Okay. Luke walks over.
Here.
Hello.
How you going there, buddy? What's up, Chance?
could be better.
Yeah, I get that. Look, listen, I talked to Chance. He says all is forgiven. He said something about love is an open door.
Oh,
Wait,
he's
no.
talking about Frozen.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. He said he asked for me to tell you that he's all is forgiven. He's taken a moment to calm down, and he just wants you to know that real life is not like Frozen, and love is not an open door. He just wanted me to tell you that.
Okay. You
Now
know, I
listen.
just want to defend myself by saying this is the only bad decision I've ever made in my entire life, okay?
What about the enslaving of that poor house elf? That's not a bad decision.
You were there for that.
Oh, Luke, I know.